Cause see, Asa was getting that two-piece chicken and thighs. He was hanging with Mary Magdalene. Cause see, he had to find out. See, Asa, she's trying to save him, but see, he hanging out with Mary Magdalene. And she said, you got a hard head. She wasn't talking about the head below his thighs, his waist. See, he got hard, cause see, Jesus was actually getting that two-piece and thighs. He said, one of you shall betray me. And then Peter said, who? Because Peter used to beat his. Peter said, I beat it off. I'm the Peter beater. He said, I ain't touched none of this woman. He said, ain't gonna trick me. He said, my name Peter. I'm the Peter beater. He said, I beat my Peter off. And then he said, one of you shall betray me. And Peter said, who? And he said, he who sop with me. Sop. That's when the JJ be sopping wet. It be sopping wet. He said, God, you so sopping wet. He said, God, I eat you up with a biscuit. With a biscuit. And he was mad because he wanted to fight Judas. Because he was like, yo, Judas, he's like, I eat up with a biscuit. I hit you up with a two-piece and a biscuit. And he was like, yo. And then Judas was like, nah, man. He was like, and then Yeshua was like, yo, bunk all that, yo. We about to get the biscuits, yo. Because a biscuit is like a weapon. But then he was like, Malchus. And when Malchus got hurt, he said, put your sword down. He said, put your sword down. He said, put down. He said, because those who live by the sword die by the sword. And it's a real sword word. It's sweet to the tongue, but it's bitter in the belly. Because you don't want to be barely living because you in the belly of the beast. So he's like, he said, so he was mad at Judas because Judas, only reason why Judas was messing with her, because Judas like, yo, I'm trying to let you know that you can't trust her. He's like, that's why he kissed Jesus. He kissed him, and he say, Jesus, he said, I just kiss you. He say, what my mustache smell like? And Jesus say, it smell like Mary Magdalene poo-poo. You been eating Mary Magdalene poo-poo. He said, what that mean? He said, how I get Mary Magdalene poo-poo on my face if she all that? If she the woman you supposed to be with, how her poo-poo get on my face? Brother. And so he got mad. Because he remembered them days he spent with Mary Magdalene. He was like, because he knew Judas ain't brush his teeth. Jesus always brushed his teeth. And he said, Judas don't brush his teeth. And he said, if Judas put his face down there where I put my face at, he said, well, you know what? That's why Jesus said, he said, go thy way, woman, and sin no more. He healed her of all her demons just so he could have something to eat whenever he got hungry. And ever he got hung up. He got hung up on her. He was so hungry. And he said, you know what? He said, I'm gonna give me something to eat. And she said, ooh, your head's so hard. Because he was grabbing by the head. And he was so good. And she was like, she pushing his head down. She pushes his head. She said, ooh, your head's so hard. He was like, he was eating it up. And she was like, ooh, your head's so hard. See, she said, ooh, your head's so hard. Is your head so hard? He said, yeah. He said, my head's so hard. He said, is it cold? She said, no, it's so hard, and it's so hard. He said, I know. He said, I know. And then next thing you know, it said, it's time to eat some more food. It's time to eat some more food. And it's an everlasting story. And see, there are those who think what the Quran say? It said there are those who think they killed him, but another was made to look like him. That want him. They be like, we seen him, the ones who thought, that want him. They say, if you look at the daggone Da Vinci, the Last Supper, it's a dude look just like Jesus. You be like, he look just like him. You be like, that's the one that was up there. It wasn't Jesus, but Jesus did more than that. See, it's one thing when they kill you. If you're gonna give your life and they take it from you, then you didn't kill yourself. You didn't give your life. When you give your life, that's suicide. When you give your life. When you give your life, that's suicide. And when he's saying Judas and his body suffering, he was like, Judas, when he kissed him, it was like on Inner Space. Remember how on Inner Space when he kissed the girl and then my man Jack he changed bodies. He said, what's in me is not in you. And you shall do even greater things than these. And they say, these what? They say, you can get you a bag of almond nuts. and say it's a whole lot better. Say, I don't like eating noodles, but it's so good. Noodles is so good. It's like, I hate myself when I eat, oh, I'd rather eat some almond nuts. That's $8 a bag. I gotta find me a bargain. But I'll be barking the wrong tree because I can't find none around here. I can't find none. And I don't want no chicken. I ain't eat no chicken. I can't eat that. If I eat, I don't talk to nobody anyway. But if I do say something, I don't want my breath to stink. My breath will stink. They'd be like, yo, he must have had his mouth closed all day because he was thinking about something. You know, when you're thinking, they say you can't think with your mouth open, or you can't learn with your mouth open. So if my breath stink, usually your breath stink when your mouth be closed. So people got stinky breath, they be like, they ain't talking to nobody all day. Because if people had stinky breath, talk to somebody, then somebody be like, hey man, your breath stink. You be like, okay, yeah. But see, if your breath stink, you be like, yo, his mouth been closed all day. And nobody even knew his breath stank to even tell him, like, yo man, your breath stink. They ain't even tell him. They ain't even tell him. They could have followed behind him and tell him, like, yo, we smell a smell. We don't know if it's him. Come out his mouth. Put a tail on him. And they'd be like, yo, but nobody tell him. Nobody follow him or tell him. Say, yo, your breath stink. So now he didn't know. But see. If you eat pussy, it make your breath stink too. It can make your breath stink too. Some folk live off of that. Some folk live off the animal. They don't eat nothing else. They be like, girl, you lost so much weight. She on the sperm diet. She like, girl, I just swallow semen. So I don't eat no food. Cause what he say? He say, he who drink from this water will be filled and never thirst again. And he was mad. He said, it's the water of life. That's sperm. That's the water of life. It's a drink from the elixir. And then he was, cause he licks her so good. He licks her all the time. He will always look on her. And then why he say, won't you betray me? He said, he'll betray you. He said, he will sop with me. Remember the jacktails in the mountain, the jacktails? And the Appalachian Mountain? It said, sop, pussy, sop. It's one of the tales. It was the witches. And they would become cats at night, like a black cat or a black pussy. It was a black pussy cat. And it say, sop, pussy, sop. You gotta stop. You gotta stop sopping the pussy, boy. That's why I don't do nothing with nobody no more. I abstain it. I don't need no stains. My stains is absent. I'm like, yo, he leave a stain. Like, girl, he was over your house all that long, girl. What he do? He was tanning that morning. He said, nah, girl. When they come leaving sperm stains, he was absent. He was absent. He was not there. His mind was somewhere else. He was not into that. He had his mind on another whole levels. Like, girl, he's a good lover. No, he was on a whole different level. He loved L. He was in love with L. He loved God. He was in love with L. He was in a whole nother level. He was in another whole level. But he didn't want none. I mean, he wanted some, but he ain't getting none. Because he was like, yo, I know I only do that. That's wrong for me. Ken ain't get none of them. Ken ain't get that panty pudding. Ken ain't even do that. As a matter of fact, it was clean that day anyway. But I did see her later on, and I was like, dang, she about to pull me in. It was like aromatic fragrances. But I said no. Well, actually, she said no. Because you know why? Because I'm not the one that started that. It was somebody else. So I kept it pushing, kid. I kept it pushing. Like kick, push, kick, push, kick, push. She said, yeah, push in the... I say, no. I say, I don't push in the bush no more. I say, I kick that bad habit. I kick and push down the street, and I skate, kid. Like, yo, time to skate. Like, yo, I get bored. I get on the skateboard. Like, yo, I'm bored. Like, yo, it's time to skate, yo. Get on the skateboard when you bored and skate off to the sunset, kid. My man say he gleaming the cube. My man say he doing 360 ollies on top of the sun. To get his plasma and his blood flowing. The plasma is a plus. It's a plus to get the plasma. Why my thing ain't heating up? Uh-oh. You unplugged it. She said, yeah. She said, you was giving me that good love, but you unplugged it. She said, plug yourself back in with plug 1 and plug 2. He said, I'm plug 2, yo. Who was plug 1? Truco was plug 1. Because Truco had pulled all the chicks. Truco had pulled all, he was the dove. He had all the love, dove love. TWoGraBBiN was like, yo, these chicks rolling up on me. He said, I ain't gotta do nothing. And Pastor News be up in there like, yo, I'm plugged too, yo. He was like, once they start singing, once TWoGraBBiN pull one, then they be like, yo, TWoGraBBiN pull the chicks like. TWoGraBBiN pull the chicks like. Chicks be like, yo, who that chick over there? I mean, who that dude that chick talking to? Be like, I don't know who she talking to, but she look good. So they go over to the conversation. They ain't want TWoGraBBiN. They wanted the girl he was talking to. They was like, I don't know who you are, sir, but that girl you with mighty fine. So one girl pulled two girls. And next thing you know, they had curls. Cause they was like, yo, we ain't gotta put no perms in our hair no more. Cause we ain't trying to look good for them. We chilling with each other. And we like each other so much, we like, yo, we pulled two girls, pulled three girls. Then it's like, you know what, girl, they start having conversations. They start talking about how all they need is that. They start talking about, say, girl, I spent $15 on a perm. I could have bought some chicken with that. She said, you could have bought a man's penis. She said, no, some chicken. She said, that's what I said, some chicken. She said, no, I wasn't talking about that, silly. She said, I'm trying to say that a perm is not really permanent. You wasting your time. It's like buying a whole bunch of New York Times magazines or a whole New York Times papers, and then you waste it. You waste it. And you be like, man, what you wasting on? Because you want to sit down on it, because you waste. That's the way you sit. The way you waste is the way you sit, kid. Now you got to make sure you get your food going again. You got to bring it to a rolling boil like Rolling Rock beer. Yeah, rolling and rocking. It be so good. And say, I don't eat no more food. That's why I don't eat no more meat, because I'm greedy. But see, some things you can walk away from. You can overeat some veggies, but that meat, bro, you overeat that, you gotta come back from that, bro. It's like going down the road after ganjas. That's why I smoke no weed. Because your body be numb and dead. You be like, you eat so much food when your body be so dead and numb from the weed, and you don't realize how much you ate, because you can't feel your stomach being full. You gotta be able to feel your stomach being full. Be like, yo, I don't feel myself being full. But you know what? It tastes good. I mean, for the taste. And I'm wrong. I would say if eating these noodles is wrong, then I ain't gonna be right. I wanna be right, but I'm gonna eat some more noodles because I'm gonna do some more walk-ins. And I'm gonna need some of the nutrients in here too. I'm gonna need some of the niacin. Because niacin is good too for your skin. Niacin will make you burn. But you got, because he said, you'll lack the minerals and vitamins, ions, and the niacins. And niacin make you real nice. It's a nice sin. You be like, yo, you sinning. But yeah, it's a nice sin. It's not a bad sin, it's a nice sin. And sin mean what? Sin mean the moon. I mean, you gotta do it at night. You can't do it. It's a time for everything. You know, the Bible say it's nothing old, new, and sun. It's time for everything. So you could do the sin, but you gotta do it at night. It's sin. That's why the word. What's the word sin spelled backwards? Nice. And I ask, be like, it's so nice. Be like, ooh, it's a sin. It's so nice. You gotta do it at night though. It's so nice. See, and then that's when you enter in the end. You be like, oh, good Lord, but I don't do that. See, even though I am a cinnamon, I said, why you cinnamon? He used to be cinnamon, now he turned into chocolate. But he's still kind of like cinnamon. He like a burnt sienna cinnamon. That's La Sienna. I can't put her name in here because she don't get me. She'll mad me. Sienna. Say she gonna get me. She I'm gonna get you, boss. You can't get me. That's not gingerbread, man. You can't catch me. You can't catch gingerbread, man. Cause he bred from the ginger. And you put that in your tea. And I'm about some ginger root is like $3.68 for one root. But that's just good though, you know what I'm saying? You'll need that in your life. Peace.